And I welcome you back to the Debrinick channel, and today we are talking about Lake Oroville and the Tanner Gates up above. And we also will have some water levels, some other things, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and we'll be right back with more to come. For my fans out in Lake Oroville, I'm sorry that I haven't done any posts for a minute. I've been real busy and I got caught up doing other things and I actually forgot. So my subscriber Janet998 a week ago sent me this article about Lake Oroville and the Tanner Gates, and I definitely will leave the link below so you guys can check it out. And this is a really interesting article, and it's basically talking about the Tanner Gates, and they say that the pens are pretty well screwed and they're 50 years old and they can't get to check them out, and this is a huge problem. Now, I don't know why this wasn't addressed when they knew about this. Back in 2017, they had an independent study done by these people. The UC Berkeley Center for Catastrophic Risk Management said in an independent study in 2017 that they have proof that 2 out of 384 anchor tendons have already failed, and they believe that DWR is aware of 28 more that have crack indicators in the still. And they say this thing is really hard to see. It's not like they can just go in and take a picture of it, but he said there is no non-destructive way to look at these tendons and see what the conditions they're in, said DWR representative at the November 13 meeting. Therefore, the department must look to build in redundancy, not replace, into the dam operation, such as creating a second spillway site or another gate system in front of the existing gate capacity of the same amount of water flow. So you're talking about serious money, ladies and gentlemen. If that's the case, if they're talking about either replacing a new gate system or so they can tear down the other one and be able to run the same amount through, that's going to be a huge undertaking considering they spend a lot of money. Now, this will make anybody nervous that lives downstream, knowing that these things could potentially just fail at any time. And with all this rain coming and all this rain that's been there, let's check that out. I know that you've been getting a lot of rain up there, especially to the north of Lake Oroville. Let's go over here and look at this little map that I clipped just a few minutes ago. So they're getting several inches of rain up north of Lake Oroville, which is going to increase inflows, and then who knows how much of this is actually rain or snow. I'm not sure. In the mountains, definitely be snow. Down below will definitely be rain, as normal. But with all this water and then the snowpack, this spring could be very interesting with those Tanner Gate pens. You know, you have 30 of them up there that have at least cracks and 2 that have failed. So 28 that have cracks and 2 have failed. So now you guys are talking about potentially a big problem downriver if this thing ever decides to give way. And it's a scary situation, ladies and gentlemen, and I was sure the heck would be concerned about it. Now, when are they going to fix this? The article didn't say that. They just know that they're aware of the problem. Now, generally with the DWR's past, they'll fix it at the last second possible. So there's reason to be concerned, you know. And let's go check over the lake level right now. It's 786.53. That's the lake level today, and the thing's rising slowly as it's come up 0.42 feet in the last 24 hours. Now, you have 2 out of 384 tendons that have already failed, and they believe the DWR is aware of 28 more cracks. Fathom why they didn't fix this problem, and now they're talking about possibly having to redo a whole new spillway. Let that sink in. Think of all the time and all the money they just spent on this project, knowing in 2017 that they have problems with the Tanner Gates. And now, all of a sudden, they are coming back at you and they're saying, well, we're probably going to have to rebuild a new spillway, or we're going to have to build a gate outside of the gate to make sure that this thing will not break. So you're talking about a whole lot more earth and rock or concrete in this situation that's going to have to be fix new gates, brand new ones, because the way they built them, you can't get to them because I assume that they're probably replaced, they're probably covered up with concrete. It's like putting pipes in your wall. If you have pipes in your wall, you have to dig out the drywall and replace it and then patch the drywall. Well, it's the same thing. They probably put those pins inside the concrete where you can't get to these things, and now they are in big problem. They're having big problems with it because they can't get into this. So the thing that's going to happen here is they can't just ignore the problem because they've already learned their lesson. If they ignore the problem and people die because the rest of the 384 decide to give way at some point, which is always a possibility, especially if you rise the lake to 900 feet, 901 or wherever it is. I think it's 901 where it goes over the emergency spillway. You're putting a lot more pressure on those. And they didn't help matters last April whenever they allowed the lake to get so high and then decided not to use it. Now, people speculated that that thing was messed up then, and everybody called us a bunch of tinfoil hats. But here's proof right here that they had proof in 2017, and y'all wanted to doubt everything we said. So you guys were wrong. We were the people of voice of reason, and you guys disagreed with us. And it's fine to disagree, but you got some people hated on us for that. But the truth of the matter is this article states right here that the DWR was aware in 2017. So when are they going to fix it? That, my friends, is to be determined. But what I will say is that they have been doing tests up on the gates. So that would explain all the boxes in the spillway and why they got the genie booms up there, because they're looking at the bulkhead to see if they can do anything. Now, they wouldn't recommend drilling new pins through the concrete, and who can blame them, because you may end up with a leak of some sort, and that's probably not the best idea they had. But what I will say is they are talking about building a brand new gate system up above it. Now, they did suggest that you could put a brand new gate and spillway in, but with them just spending all that money in on a spillway, I don't see them doing that. I don't know what you guys think, but leave your comments below. But anyway, I don't think they'll do that personally. I think they will either try to fix it or they will try to do it. But you're going to be in a world of trouble if one of those gates fell and caused massive problems downstream, you know. And it's a very good possibility. Now, if it does, it will only go as low as the spillway, but it could cause problems with the brand new spillway. I don't foresee that, but it's a possibility, I suppose. Anyway, you guys have a blessed day, and we'll be back with more Lake Oroville updates as soon as we hear anything. We'll pass them along, and you guys have a great day. God bless. Peace.